One of the most powerful things you can ever tell yourself is, I am responsible for my success. This mindset is a starting point of every great achievement in life. Michael Jordan didn't blame coaches, teammates, or referees when things didn't go his way. He looked inward. He held himself accountable, not just for his performance on the court, but for how he trained, how he led, how he responded to pressure, and how he grew from adversity. Taking responsibility means you stop making excuses. It means you stop waiting for someone else to open doors for you. You stop saying, I could have made it if, and you start saying, what can I do better? That shift in mindset turns you from a passive observer into an active creator of your life. When you embrace full responsibility, you no longer fear failure. You learn from it. You stop pointing fingers and start finding solutions. You don't waste energy blaming others or complaining about your circumstances. You focus entirely on what you can control, your effort, your attitude, and your decisions. Jordan once said, some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others make it happen. The difference lies in response. When you tell yourself every day, my life is in my hands, you empower yourself to take the actions necessary to grow, improve, and succeed, no matter what obstacles you face. This is where greatness begins. Not with talent, not with luck, but with the decision to own everything that happens in your life and to never rely on anyone else to define your destiny. It's easy to admire someone with natural talent. Michael Jordan had talent, but what made him the greatest wasn't just his gift. It was his work ethic, his obsession with improvement, his refusal to be outworked. Talent might give you a head start, but it's not enough to win the race. What separates legends from the rest isn't just ability. It's relentless, consistent effort. Every day, Jordan showed up to the gym before anyone else. He stayed after practice. He trained when no one was watching. While others rested on their potential, he sharpened his skills to near perfection. He understood something crucial. Talent fades without discipline. It rusts without repetition. It dies without effort. Too many people think that because they're good at something, they've already made it. But being good is never good enough if you want to be great. There's always someone out there who's willing to work harder, stay longer, and dig deeper, and that person will eventually pass you if you rely solely on talent. It's in the sacrifices you make when others are choosing comfort. Hard work is what builds confidence, not ego-driven hope, but earned belief from knowing you paid the price. Jordan didn't just practice what he was good at, he practiced what he was weak at. He turned his flaws into weapons through sheer force of effort. That's what greatness demands. Not perfection, but obsession. Not just skill, but sweat. Not comfort, but challenge. When you wake up and tell yourself, I will outwork everyone, you're not just making a promise. You're drawing a line in the sand. You're declaring that no matter how much talent someone else has, they will never match your grind, your heart, or your hunger. Michael Jordan once said, I failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed. These aren't just words. They are a truth every champion knows intimately. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is not the end of the road, but the very path that leads to greatness. Too many people treat failure like a verdict. They fail once and they think they're not good enough. They stumble and they retreat. But failure isn't a signal to stop. It's an invitation to learn, adjust, and push harder. The difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't talent. It's how they respond to failure. Jordan missed over 9,000 shots in his career. He lost nearly 300 games. On 26 occasions, he was trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. But none of those moments defined him. His response did. He didn't quit. He didn't let the misses shatter his belief. Instead, he used them. He studied them. He let them fuel his hunger to be better. When you see failure as feedback instead of defeat, you become unstoppable. You start to look for lessons in every setback. Every missed opportunity becomes a teacher. Every loss becomes fuel. Every rejection becomes redirection. Failure also builds resilience. It teaches you to endure, to adapt, to bounce back stronger than before. It toughens your mindset. It sharpens your focus. It reminds you that success is not given to the most gifted, but to the most determined. Each time you fall and get back up, you build something far more valuable than a perfect record. You build character. You develop grit. You form an unbreakable mindset that doesn't crumble in the face of pressure. So when you fail, and you will, don't ask, why me? Ask what now? Don't retreat. Reload. Learn. Adjust. Come back with more clarity, more determination, more fire. That's how legends are made. Not by avoiding failure, but by walking through it with purpose and pride. Michael Jordan had a rare gift. Not just physical skill, but the ability to find motivation in everything. He didn't wait for someone to cheer him on or give him permission to be great. He created reasons to push himself every single day. Even when he was already at the top, he played like he still had something to prove. That's the key to greatness, self-motivation. The ability to light your own fire. The drive to compete with yourself, to demand more, to wake up hungry even when you've already won. Jordan would turn the smallest slights into fuel. A comment from an opponent, a newspaper headline, a missed shot. He would use it all to ignite a new level of focus and intensity. Self-motivation isn't about hype. It's about purpose. It's the quiet decision to show up when no one's watching. It's staying late to practice when others have gone home. It's waking up with intention, reminding yourself that every day is an opportunity to get better, to grow, to chase down the future you want. When you rely on external motivation, applause, praise, or recognition, you give away your power. But when your motivation comes from within, you become unstoppable. You don't need a crowd. You don't need approval. You move because your purpose pulls you forward. Jordan didn't just want to win games. He wanted to dominate. He wanted to prove, not just to others, but to himself, that he could do what no one else could. He held himself to impossible standards, and then he worked to reach them. That's the level of self-motivation that turns potential into power. Tell yourself every day, I have something to prove. Like every day, not to the world, not to the critics, but to yourself. Prove that you won't quit. Prove that you're stronger than your doubts. Prove that you're willing to push, to sweat, to sacrifice. That kind of motivation doesn't fade. It fuels your excellence, not just once, but over and over again. There's a reason only a few reach the top, and it's not just talent, it's discipline. The daily decision to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. Michael Jordan didn't become the best by doing what's convenient. He became the best by doing what was necessary over and over again, without shortcuts, without excuses. Discipline means showing up on the days when you're tired, when you're sore, when you're unmotivated. It means pushing through the boredom of repetition, the pain of hard work, and the temptation to settle. It means sacrificing comfort, distractions, and sometimes even relationships to stay committed to your vision. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens in the extra mile, the final rep, the tough losses, the moments when you're exhausted, but keep going anyway. It happens when your legs are shaking, your lungs are burning, your confidence is shaking, but you push forward anyway. That's where champions are built. Not when it's convenient, but when it's challenging. Jordan didn't become a legend by doing what felt good. He willingly subjected himself to pressure, pain, and sacrifice. He trained with an intensity most couldn't match, not because it was required, but because it was necessary. He welcomed hard coaching. He sought out tough competition. He wasn't afraid to fail. He was afraid of staying the same. To grow, you must lean into the discomfort. You have to seek it out, not avoid it. That means doing things that scare you. That means being bad at something before you can be great at it. It means risking embarrassment, rejection, and fatigue. But in that space, where most people quit, is where growth begins. The body grows under stress. Muscles build under resistance. The mind sharpens under pressure. Discomfort isn't a sign you're on the wrong path. It's proof you're evolving. Every time you step beyond what's comfortable, you expand your potential. You stretch your limits. You transform from who you were into who you're capable of becoming. So tell yourself every day, I push beyond my limits. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Because greatness doesn't wait inside your comfort zone. It waits just beyond it, daring you to take that next painful, powerful step. True leadership doesn't require a title. It doesn't need applause, attention, or recognition. It's not about being the loudest in the room. It's about being the most consistent, the most committed, the most disciplined. Michael Jordan didn't just lead with words. He led with his example. He set the tone through his actions, his intensity, and his relentless pursuit of excellence. When your teammates see you show up early, stay late, and give everything in every moment, they follow. Not because you tell them to, but because your work ethic demands respect. That's real leadership. It's quiet when it needs to be, fierce when it has to be, and always rooted in integrity. Jordan's leadership wasn't always warm, but it was always clear. He was going to give 100%, and he expected you to do the same. He didn't ask anything from his team that he wasn't already doing himself. He pushed others not to hurt them, but to pull the best out of them. He understood that leadership means raising the standard, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. Being a leader means being the one who keeps going when others slow down. It means staying locked in when the noise gets loud, the pressure builds, or the outcome seems uncertain. It means carrying the weight, not complaining about it. It means showing others what commitment looks like, even when you don't feel like it. And it's not just on the court or in a team. Leadership shows up in how you live, how you treat people, how you stay honest, how you stay accountable. It's in the choices you make when no one is watching. It's in how you respond to adversity, how you handle success, and how you build others up. When you tell yourself, I lead by example, you're taking ownership of the influence you carry. Whether you realize it or not, someone is always watching. Your teammate, your friend, your sibling, your future self. Be the example they can count on. Be the standard that challenges others to rise. Let your actions speak so loudly that words aren't even needed. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It doesn't come from hype, luck, or wishful thinking. It comes from the work you put in when no one's watching. Michael Jordan didn't walk onto the court believing he was the best because someone told him so. He believed it because he knew how hard he had prepared. He had earned that belief through sweat, sacrifice, and unwavering dedication. Real confidence is rooted in evidence. It's built rep by rep, hour by hour, brick by brick. It's knowing that you've trained harder, studied longer, and pushed further than anyone else. It's not arrogance, it's assurance. It's the voice inside you that says, I've earned the right to trust myself. Confidence doesn't mean you never doubt. It means you know how to move forward despite the doubt. It means you trust your preparation more than your fear. Jordan had missed shots, lost games, faced criticism. But none of it shook his confidence because he knew he had done the work. His belief wasn't fragile, it was forged in fire. And the thing about confidence is this, it doesn't just impact you, it affects everyone around you. When you walk into a room, into a game, into a challenge with quiet, unshakable belief, you lift others. You create certainty. You make people feel that something special is possible, not just because you say it is, but because you show it is. But confidence is a daily decision. It's not built once and kept forever. You have to recommit to it every day through your actions, through your habits, through your discipline. The moment you stop putting in the work, your confidence starts to fade. It demands maintenance. It demands consistency. It demands honesty with yourself about whether or not you earn the right to believe at the highest level. So tell yourself every day, confidence is mine to build. Not because you expect things to be easy, but because you know you'll be ready when they get hard. Because you've built a foundation brick by brick, choice by choice. And no one can take that away from you. Not doubt, not failure, not fear. Greatness isn't defined by one moment. It's shaped by what you do consistently, day after day, year after year. Michael Jordan's legacy wasn't built on a single game-winning shot or one championship ring. It was built on thousands of unseen hours, the early mornings, the grueling practices, the constant drive to get better, even when he was already the best. That's how a legacy is formed, not in bursts of brilliance, but in relentless consistency. Too often people think legacy is about the highlight reel, the trophies, the applause, the headlines. But real legacy is quiet. It's made in the shadows. It's in the decisions you make when no one's watching. It's in the way you carry yourself when things aren't going your way. It's in how you treat people, how you show up, how you respond to setbacks and success alike. Jordan knew that every day was a chance to set the tone, to raise the standard, to add another brick to the foundation of something lasting. He didn't take days off mentally. He didn't just play the game. He respected it, honored it, gave everything he had to it. And because of that, his name lives beyond the court. That's what legacy is. leaving something behind that speaks for you long after you stop speaking. But legacy isn't reserved for the famous. It's something you build too, with every choice, every action, every day you decide to step forward instead of staying still. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional, about showing up with purpose, living with principle, and choosing to do the hard things when it would be easier to do nothing. Every day you have a decision: add to your legacy or subtract from it. It doesn't have to be a massive leap. Sometimes it's just choosing discipline over comfort, growth over ease, effort over excuse. Those moments may seem small, but added up, they become your story, your mark, your impact. When you remind yourself daily, my legacy is my responsibility, you're not waiting for greatness to find you. You're building it piece by piece. Because the truth is, no one remembers what you say as much as how you live. And how you live, how you show up every single day, is what writes your legacy in bold. Remember, greatness is not a destination. It's a journey. Every day you have the opportunity to make decisions that move you closer to the person you were meant to be. Michael Jordan's path to greatness wasn't paved with easy choices, but with relentless effort, unwavering focus, and a mindset that refused to settle. You too have the power to build your own legacy, one that is defined by discipline, perseverance, and the courage to keep pushing when others stop. So every day remind yourself, you are responsible for your success. Hard work trumps talent. Failure is just another opportunity to grow. Your mindset is your most powerful tool. Discomfort is the gateway to improvement. Leadership starts with how you lead yourself. Confidence is built through earned action, and your legacy begins with the choices you make right now. Make today the day you commit to being the best version of yourself, because the greatest investment you'll ever make is in your own growth, and the world will know your name not because of what you say, but because of what you do. Step into your greatness. Your legacy is waiting.